Adam, how tough a loss was that one to swallow?
Yeah, not a great feeling in the rooms after the game. So, yeah, disappointing. We didn't take our chances. Collingwood started really well again. Worked our way back into the game. Missed out a couple of opportunities when we had some dominance, and then it come down to whoever was in front at the right time in the last quarter. Unfortunately, it wasn't us.
How did they come to beat you, do you think, when you had such a clear edge at centre clearance? I think you kicked 5 goals out of centre clearance, got a massive effort from Nick in that game. What was happening elsewhere to erode that, do you think?
Oh, yeah, look, it's probably been a bit of an issue for us all year. I mean, centre bounces have been a real strength of ours, but you can't rely on that just for field position. We need to get it in other ways. So, yeah, inability to keep it in our front half and capitalise tonight was a concern. And there were moments where their mids were on top or their forwards were on top, and they made the most of their opportunities. And when we had an opportunity to put some damage on the scoreboard, we probably just weren't as sharp or as clean or as polished in front of goals.
Simo, what did you make of Mason Cox early, just how dominant he was? What was going through your mind at that point?
What was going through my mind? Look, there were three good marks. You know, a little bit unusual for our boys to concede that. So, you know, to be honest, we normally back in our players to work through it. And I thought we did a couple of things, put an extra behind the play. They equalised pretty quick, but that sort of settled down. But unfortunately, in finals, especially when they go for 100 minutes, conceding 3 goals in a row does put you on the back foot. So it didn't cost us the game, but it helped set up the game for Collingwood.
Adam, obviously incredibly early probably to be asking a question like this, but how do you think you're going to look back on this season? There's been so many twists and turns, so many sacrifices, so many challenges. How are you going to look back at this?
That's a great question, because I think every club's sacrificed a lot to put the show on the road, and we're no different than all the other clubs that have had to travel at stages and hubs and quarantine, and players are playing for half their salary. We had to stand down a third of our staff, and it's been an emotional rollercoaster really, and it's really disappointing that you don't have anything to show for it. So I think this will hurt a bit more than losing by a point against the Pies at home hurts. It hurts a little bit more the fact that you put so much effort into this season. No one really stopped working in the 8 to 10 weeks we had off. So, like I said, every club would be feeling the same if they don't win the flag this year. It always feels like a bit of a waste. But I'm still proud of what we've done, and our players, and the growth we've had with some of our younger players has been positive. We got to work through some trying times with injuries and form, and we stuck fat, and we're still united. So as much as I'm really disappointed with tonight, I'm still proud of elements of our season.
Are you expecting there to be more staff cuts as you deal with the soft cap reduction?
Oh, every club's different. We know what the soft cap is, so now it's working through who wants to work for less. Who wants to get in other industries. You know, we've got some elite staff and football people in the industry that do it for the love of the game, and I think we're going to miss out on some really good people, and that's the whole industry. And then it affects your draft because of the support mechanisms that you want to put in place. It's just not going to be there. So that's something we're working through. The whole industry's working through, and we'll make more decisions as the weeks go on.
Adam, the fact you had to bring players back with less than ideal preparation, it's an elimination final, so you basically have to do it. Was it a factor at all, do you think, in the outcome?
I don't know. I thought the guys who came in were pretty good. I think Luke was a little bit off his best. Jamie Cripps was pretty good. Redo, probably not his best game, but not his worst. I thought as a collective, Collingwood probably just had better moments where their dominance turned into scores. That's about it, really. When you lose by a point, as much as you want to be critical or praise the opposition, it was a pretty even game. I'm sure Bucks and the Pies are really proud of what they've done, and I thought both teams played with spirit.
It's been 2 years in a row where you've only just missed out on a top 4 spot. How much do you reflect on that and be like how different those 2 years could have been if only one of the things away?
Oh yeah, it hurts, but that's on us. So I think two years in a row we missed out on top 4 through percentage. And if you look back on our year, I think other than tonight, we lost 2 games after round 5, and that was to the Tigers and to the Doggies by a couple of points. So when you look back on our season, we lost 3 in a row early in the year, and we lost by plenty. So that hurt our percentage. Turned things around, our system improved, our individuals improved, but in the end, with a 17-game season, you can look back on every game and have moments of reflection. And I suppose those 3 games we played in the early year that we didn't get our act together hurt us.
Just looking at the age profile of the squad and everything, it still seems like a really stable squad with a lot of room to grow. Just from your opinion, how do you see things?
It's pretty quick to get onto our age profile, Justin. Just working through the game, mate. Oh look, we want sustained success. You know, we want growth with our kids. We want to bring in talent. We want all those things, but we want to win. And unfortunately tonight we didn't get the chocolates, and we're disappointed. But we still got hope for our younger players coming through. We think our senior players are still holding up their end of the bargain. But we still think there's growth in our list, and we'll keep looking at what's out there and try and go through the draft if we need to. And just like every club, we'll be trying to get better next year. We have to get better. We weren't good enough this year.
Adam, how close are you to re-signing Shannon Hurn and Josh Kennedy?
They're pretty good tonight. They didn't look too old tonight. I thought both of them, JK did play with a bit of an ankle, and Shannon really stood up for us. So it's obviously sensitive when you start talking about legends of the club, but I think both of those guys have more than done enough to look to next year. We've got to talk to them and see what they want to do, but we'll work through that and work through those guys the next few weeks.